My name is Amina, and I am 32 years old. I live in a bustling city that is a blend of tradition and modernity. I am a devoted wife, and my life revolves around my husband and our home. Most people see me as a soft-spoken woman with a kind heart, someone who laughs easily and cooks with love. But lately, under the surface, there has been a storm brewing. You see, my husband, Khalil, who is 35, has changed. He has become distant and unfaithful. He goes out late, and when he comes home, he smells of cheap perfume, leaving me questioning every moment we have shared. Although I love him deeply, the betrayal has left me angry and betrayed. He became entangled with a woman named Yasmin, a colleague at work, who seems to enjoy flaunting her connection with him. My heart aches with every whispered conversation I overhear and every hidden message I find on his phone. I feel like I am drowning in my despair. I know I need to confront him, but fear grips me. What if he denies it? What if he dismisses my feelings, leaving me shattered? The thought of losing him completely terrifies me. Still, the anger eats away at me, and I realize that I cannot allow him to continue treating me this way. I want to reclaim my power, to show him that I am not someone to be taken for granted. One evening, after a long day, I found a small bottle tucked away in the back of our cupboard. It was a bottle of a potent herbal extract that is traditionally known in my culture for its strong potency. I laughed at the absurdity of my thought. I could never harm Khalil. But as the days turned into weeks, and I continued to feel trapped while watching him parade his betrayal, my resolve began to waver. I watched as he tossed aside the love I had poured into our home, our marriage, and my heart began to catch fire. In a moment of weakness and fury, I hatched a plan. I decided to confront him indirectly, a way to make him feel the weight of his actions without actually hurting him. I spent weeks gathering information about his habits and routines. I would prepare his favorite dish, one that required that same extract, and I would slip it into his food when he least expected it. I hoped that confronting him with a taste of his own poison could open his eyes to the pain he had caused me before it was too late. As the day approached, I felt a mix of excitement and dread. The heart of my plan unfolded on a Friday evening. He came home late again, his laughter echoing through our home, tainted by the scent of betrayal. I set the dining table with flickering candles and his favorite meal. The extract sat in the palm of my hand. I could hear my heart pounding as I artfully mixed it into the sauce, ready to serve it to the man I once adored. He expected a lovely evening, completely unaware of what was about to unfold. As I placed the plate in front of him, a wave of nerves washed over me. I had never thought I would do something like this. Khalil began to eat, and for a moment, all felt right in the world again. But after a few bites, I noticed something strange changing in his demeanor. His face twisted in confusion, then he started to cough. My heart dropped. What had I done? In my quest for revenge, I realized that I had crossed a line I could not uncross. He stumbled from the table and rushed into the bathroom, and I panicked. I couldn't believe I had attempted to poison him. My heart raced, and guilt flooded me as I hurried to follow him, torn between concern and my own anger. By the time I reached him, he was leaning against the sink, gasping for breath. I realized the consequences of my actions were more than I could bear. I had underestimated the power of what I used, and at that moment I feared for his life. I felt the weight of my failure crush me, and I had never been so certain that everything was lost. He turned to me, bewildered and angry. "What did you put in my food?" he yelled, his voice hoarse. I felt small, powerless, but there was something in his eyes, fear mingled with betrayal. Instead of a confrontation, I found myself explaining why I had done this. I bared my soul, revealing my heart and all the pain I had suffered. I spoke of his infidelity, the phone calls he did not take when I was home, and how I felt like a ghost in my own life. My words hung in the air between us like a heavy fog. Silence enveloped us, and for a brief moment, I saw the gear changes in his expression. He looked at me, truly saw me, and something shifted. Maybe, just maybe, I had forced him to confront his actions without the venom of my original plan. From that evening on, our lives changed dramatically. Khalil and I spent nights talking, unraveling the secrets that had hidden between us. It was not easy. Trust is fragile and takes time to rebuild. But slowly, he faced the raw reflection of himself and saw the husband he wanted to be for me. Although part of me still struggled with the idea of what I had attempted, it served the purpose of awakening a part of him that had long been dormant. Khalil and I poured ourselves into rebuilding our marriage and, with time, renewed our love. It was not easy, but we learned how to communicate better than before. I became empowered not through revenge but through healing. Although I may have plotted my revenge, Healing taught me that the struggle does not always have vengeance as its endgame. Instead, letting go of bitterness can open the door to a new fire of love and understanding between us. Although my attempt at revenge wasn't as I initially envisioned, it forced both of us to confront the truths we had buried. It was not a tale of vengeance, but a story of redemption and reconnection, and I emerged not just as Amina, the betrayed wife, but as Amina, the woman who learned to reclaim her strength and rebuild the relationship she fought for.